Okay, I want to talk about triad. Let's just dive into it to know what triad is. Okay, now let's go to the definition of triad. What is triad? Triad actually is a set of three notes that can be stacked in third. Set of three notes that can be stacked in third. Okay, so what this means is that the set of three notes, one is your roots, your third, and your fifth. Okay, so now before I go back to the definitions of the triad, we have a major triad, we have minor triad, we have augmented triad, and we have diminished triad. Okay, so now major triad and minor triad will be our focus today. So I'm going to focus on the major and minor triad. Okay, now let me go to what is a major triad. I continue. Do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more lessons. Okay, click subscribe, keep your notification on for a new lesson. And one more thing, please forgive me for any background noise that you are going to hear based on the environment I am in recording this lesson video. Okay, thank you very much for understanding it with me. Okay, let me continue. So now the major triad comprises of the roots note, the third and the fifth. Now, should you don't know what the roots third and fifth is. Now the root note is your do, is your rest note, is where you start your scale or your note from. That's the root. And the third is the third note. The do is first, re is second, then the third is mi. So mi is always the third. Okay, now the fifth is so. Okay, in that order. Okay, that is derived from or taken from your numbering system. That is your roots, major third, and perfect fifth. Remember that we have a major third, minor third, perfect fifth, okay, augmented fifth. So your major third and perfect fifth roots makes your major triad. It's a set of three notes that stack in third. How do you get your third now? Okay, now the first, your major third is taken from your roots. You take two steps apart and another two step. Remember we said stack. So two step apart from roots give you re. Another two step will give you the major third. Okay. So you take two steps. Now the plus a minor, okay, third. A minor third take a half and a whole step. Okay. Major third take two step. Minor third take a half and a whole step. Okay, so now what this really means is that you see from C, key of C now, key of C is my reference key. Okay, you have your do. Now the third is do, re, do, mi. Now if you check from here, do, do, re, do, mi, it takes what? It takes a whole step. It takes two intervals apart. I talked about this in one of our lesson. Okay, now to get your fifth, which is from here to here, is a half step. From here to here is a whole step. So adding a major third plus minus minor third gives you what? It gives you the three major triad notes that we have. And stacking of this third plus stacking of the third and a major third and a minor third gives you a major chord or major triad. Okay, so now let's figure out what's the notes that are comprised of the major triad that I've already said, do, mi, and so. Okay, now let's take it to the fret board and check the position that you can find your major triad on the guitar. Now, but most importantly, this major triad, because what you'll be asking of will be how was the application? How can we apply it to your daily playing or songs? Okay. Now for the application, it can be applied. You can use it as either a riff or melody. Okay, like I played. Okay, do re mi. So now what I'm playing here is do, mi, and so, which is my first do, mi, and so. Actually, it is only the beginners that will not know these notes. Okay, so if you are a beginner, you need to go back to my lesson for beginners to figure out what comprises of this chord form. Okay, but here I'm picking only 3 notes because triad is a set of 3 notes that can be stacked in third. Okay, so I play do mi so. Now the next is what? Re fa. Okay, do mi so ti, do fa la do. So you have do mi so, which is the third on the key of C, do. Now the third for re will be re. Okay, mi will be mi so ti, fa will be fa la do, so will be so ti re, la will be la do mi, ti will be ti re so. Okay, or so ti re. Then you end at do mi so or. Good. So you have do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, so now you can see that I'm using this as I'm playing that as diatonic major scale. So using those 3 chords. Now, actually, sorry, it is a chord when you play all the notes together, but I'm playing arpeggio. Arpeggio are broken chord or playing each of the note that comprises of this chord, these 3 notes, this chord together, this triad chord. Okay, if you break the notes down, that is arpeggio. So the note that comprises of this chord now, that make up this chord, is what I'm playing. Okay, but if I play the 3 notes together at the same time, it's called chord. But if I play each note after another, it's called arpeggio. So don't forget about that. So you have do, mi, so, ti, la. So I'm playing do. Please be mindful of the finger I'm using to saw, and check the fret spaces. Okay, check the fret spaces. Mind my finger where you see my finger. So this is do, mi, so from the 8th fret space, 8, 9, and 10 fret space. So ti, this is a C shape chord form. Okay, you have so, re, so, ti, re, and so. You have la, do, mi. Okay, on la you have so, ti, re. Then you have fa, la, do, mi, so, ti, re, fa, do. So you have do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do, so. So you can play that as harmony. Okay, as harmony. That's as harmony. You can use it as a riff. You can play something like which is a half step slide to the normal triad chord. To la, to fa, so, to fa. So you can either play it as a riff. So you can do a lot with the triad. And remember that you can also go up the space. Okay, so now remember that I said that I'm going to talk about two forms of triad. That is about what is the minor triad. Minor triad just take the flat third. Remember that major triad takes the roots, the third, and the fifth, the major third. So now the minor triad will be the roots, the minor third, and perfect fifth. Okay, root, minor third, and perfect fifth. Now the root is do, minor third is more, flat third, okay, and the perfect fifth, which is the stacking of the minor, okay, third plus a major third. Okay, minor third is 1.5, one step, a half plus one step will give you a minor third. Now this is how to get it. This is do, this is re, which is a whole step, one step. Okay, so one step and a half, because from re to mo is a half. Okay, re to mi is a whole, so you have one step and a half. Okay, from here you have a major again, because you have the here from here to fa, this is mo, mi, fa to so. So you have one step and a half. From a half is a whole step, so you have a 1.5. Okay, one step and a half makes it a minor third. Now from here to here makes it a major third. Okay, stacking of these two, this is 1 and this is 2. Okay, which is so, this is so, this is fa, this is mo, and this is re, and this is do. So from do to mo, you have do, the root already, you have the flat third, and then you have fifth. Okay, so that makes a minor third. So now how do you play it, apply that? Remember that I go in details to talk about the minor third. Remember that you can play the major third across all the strings that you have, the 6 strings. Okay, for example, this is, you can play this is your major third also. I was playing it using my 4 and 3 string. Okay, and 3, 4, 3 and 2 string. Now what of if it involves your first string? Is the same thing, because you have do as far as so as do, you have re, and you have salty. Okay, do, sorry, so, and you can have it here, and you have it here, and you have. So from here, from the 13th first space, you have so do mi. So you have so do mi. Check my finger. Okay, then you have ti, so ti re. You have fa la do, mi so ti. So you can still continue apply it. That is about the major. Okay, which is so okay, so far. Okay, to play that, so it's still my third, so you can figure it out across the fretboard. Now let me go back to the minor third. So since major third is do, mi, okay, mi so do or do mi so, this is do, mi so. Okay, this is the high, the octave of that. So now instead of playing do mi so, remember that our minor takes in what? Flat third. Flat third is to flat me or get me back. So you have, instead of, you play. Okay, and this is the form That is the form, the fingering that you can have. Okay, so that is about the minor third. You see how it sounds? Okay, okay. So now you may ask again, how do I apply it? Take the idea to how you apply your major third. So the minor here is okay. So that is how to get your minor triad. You can have it in all the fretboard, okay, by choosing where you have your on the C. This is C, and this is do, this is so, this is me, you flat it. So this is your minor triad now. Okay, this is your minor triad. So you can find it across the fretboard. So now, lastly, that is how to find your triad. Any songs that falls on any of the chord progression that I'm playing, remember this is on the do, and this is T, and this is La, and this is So, and this is Fa. So any song that falls on each of those chord progression, you can use it. It compromise. So that is what you have on the triad, and that is how to use the major and minor triad. In our subsequent lesson per se, I'm going to talk about the diminished triad and augmented triad. Those are the 4 types of triad chord that we have. Okay, you can also use this idea to build your chord, in which I talked about. Of course, each of the complex chord has been derived using this triad. So that is how to get it, and thank you very much. See you in our next lesson.